Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the X3 podcast, the best football podcast if you don't count any other podcast that's currently going on. I am joined by Justin and Drew today, and I'm Anthony. So, without further ado, we're just going to talk about the picks for the upcoming games this week and what we think are going to happen. So, let's get right into it. You guys ready?
Yes.
We're ready.
All right. So, I'm on ESPN, so we're just going to go kind of go
I'm
down.
on ESPN too.
Okay, so we'll just go down the list of what we think is going to happen. So, what's the first game that comes up for you?
Saints.
Okay.
Saints or Falcons.
Saints and Falcons. So I think after seeing the Falcons like blow the Raiders out, I don't think they're gonna have that good of a game. Just because I think they're gonna go into it very cocky.
I believe that Taysom Hill he won't be able to keep up with the Falcons offense. I feel like Matt Ryan, if he has a good enough game.
But here's
comes
the
out
thing.
strong.
On fantasy, I saw that Julio's questionable.
Yeah, Julio is questionable, I think. as
But
far
you
as
know,
I know.
Julio's kind of been iffy on fantasy anyways. Because
Yeah.
He's been either way, you know.
Right.
But here's the thing, Calvin Ridley though.
I
I think Calvin Ridley's gonna have a game.
I just think Taysom Hill cannot keep up with their offense.
no.
So,
Or
Todd Gurley-
their defense is also good too.
Todd Gurley's back this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's big for
Ooh,
them.
that's good. Yeah, that's big.
And
But
personally, I'm gonna go with the Falcons this week. That's my big upset of the week. I'm going with the Falcons.
Is it though?
I don't really think that's gonna be an
What do you
upset
guys
though.
think? You
I don't-
guys-
Before I say anything, I'm gonna also give the ESPN the power index predictor.
Alright.
They said 72.6 to 31.7 to New Orleans,
Yeah.
so they're predicting New Orleans to win.
I'm actually saying Falcons too. I don't think it's gonna be that good of an upset, but I think the final score is gonna be like 21-17.
So also Julio Jones and Todd Gurley are still questionable as of today.
Okay.
So we don't know if they'll come back. The only person out for the Falcons is James Carpenter, and the Saints' only people that are out are Ty Montgomery and
Drew Brees.
Marcus Davenport, that are like newer.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Drew Brees is obviously
Davenport
out.
though. Davenport's a good corner or safety, whatever.
Defensive.
He is.
I am going to go with the Falcons though, and that is my
Falcons by
Final pick.
what?
I'm picking Falcons by 4.
Falcons by 10.
I'm gonna take Saints by 7.
He's taking 6 by 7.
Taking Saints.
Right.
All right.
The next game for me is the Lions and Bears.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that one.
Okay. So Bears and Lions. It is 61.1 to 38.6 Chicago.
To win? Chicago to win?
Chicago to win.
Ooh,
Well, here's the thing about this. Nick Foles is out, and they're probably going to start their third
Nick Foles
string.
is questionable.
No, Mitch.
He is. Yeah,
All right.
they're probably gonna start Mitch. He is
But,
questionable.
but
though.
I still have Lions winning.
Chicago has lost their last 5 games.
Chicago.
They won 5 games and have lost every game since then.
Chicago came out strong.
For like the
5-0.
first 5 games.
Nick Foles looked great. He was averaging like 250 yards a game.
But
The
now,
run- they had
like,
the run game going. They had the defense going. Everything was set for them for the year.
until, like,
They
we,
had.
He got hurt during Minnesota, so he played during Tennessee, New Orleans, Rams, and whoever.
They started having defensive problems and
Right.
and you know,
Nick
it all
Foles just started playing a little sloppier.
ever since the Bears versus Saints, they just started going downhill.
big game for the Bears though because potentially this game takes them out of a playoff position.
That and, no, not for...
Niners, Panthers, a lot of those teams that are in the hunt right now can come back, make the playoffs at an A seed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Chicago on this one because I think the way Detroit played, especially against the Panthers when they got blown out 20-0, I really do think Chicago is due for a win.
I got Lions by,
But as I was saying,
Oh wait, I forgot to say I'm gonna take Chicago. I think I'm gonna take Chicago by 3. I think 3. I think it's gonna be a
Matthew
close
Stafford's
game.
been looking good. He's got Kenny Galladay back on his.
Mm-hmm.
next
And
week.
Marvin Jones.
Right.
He does.
I got Lions by
DeAndre
10.
Swift is he back? DeAndre Swift.
No, he's doubtful right now.
He's doubtful. All right, but I'm going to go with Lions by. Let me say 6.
I
Lions
got
by 6.
I got Lions by 10.
I'm gonna take Chicago by 3.
Okay.
Browns Titans next.
Yes.
Okay.
For that game though.
Can I go first this one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll let you start. Oh,
Okay.
actually, hang on. Let me give you the
Yeah.
matchup predictor. So Tennessee is projected to win 67% to 32.7.
Really.
And
The thing about these
Tywan
two,
Taylor is
Oh.
out, Denzel Ward is out, Tedrick Thompson is out, and Hodge is out for the Browns. Titans have Jonnu Smith, Jackson, their cornerback, and Isaiah Wilson, their offensive tackle, out.
Okay. Okay, so I'm actually going to agree with rejection because I just don't see the Browns matching Derrick Henry. They're not going to be able to stop him in the run. They haven't been able to stop the run all season. Even though they're 8-3, you got to look at the teams they played. Like
the
only
record
there's
is
only
actually
like 4
tied.
teams under 500.
Right.
And you got to look at that because and also they could possibly take division with Steelers losing 2 in a row. It's
Yeah.
very unlikely, but they can take the division with Steelers losing 2 in a row.
I
They're out to fight tonight or tomorrow, Sunday. They're out to fight. They need a win.
yeah,
and I'm
tomorrow.
actually going to take the Browns.
Really?
They need a win.
By what? Browns by what?
Browns by 5.
All right.
You go first. You go.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna take Tennessee again, as I like to go against you guys. I'm gonna take Tennessee because I think, like you said, Tennessee. I don't think they're gonna be able to stop Derrick Henry, and I think he's just gonna have another really, really good game. I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to be able to outplay Tannehill. I just don't see it. But when you look at their last 5 games, though, the Browns have played Jacksonville, Philly, Houston, Vegas, and Cincinnati.
Jeez.
And aside from Jacksonville and Houston, they're all very bad teams.
I
So-
take my prediction back. I'm going Titans by 6.
You do not need to yell into the microphone. Tennessee has played Indianapolis, Baltimore, Indianapolis, Chicago, and the Bengals, and have only lost 2 of those 5 games. So I'm taking Titans by 14, actually. No, Titans by 10. I'm going to take Titans by 10 on this one.
Sorry, but actually, I'm going with Titans as well.
What were you
I'm
going to say
going-
by 10?
No, I'm going with Titans by 6 because Derrick Henry's gonna have a monster of a game.
Yeah, I think he's going to ball out.
And Baker Mayfield isn't. I don't think he's gonna do that good against.
Not good enough.
No.
Okay, who do you have next?
Next is Bengals versus Dolphins.
Wait, one more.
All right.
Derrick Henry's going to have 100 yards first half. 100 now.
Okay.
He had 140 against
Colts.
Colts, and that's a great defense.
Then if he had 140 against Colts, I'll say at least 125 by half.
Yep.
Considering the Colts are objectionably a better defense. All right, Cincinnati and Miami.
You guys go first.
All right, I'll go first.
Yeah,
So
oh wait, matchup predictor. I keep forgetting
Alright.
that. Miami is predicted to win over Cincinnati, 67.9 to 31.8.
Tell us injuries too. I'd like to.
Injuries are Alex Redmond is out. Mike Thomas, Xavier Williams, B.J. Finley, and Clark Harris are all questionable. And then Miami, Solomon Kidney is questionable. Salvin
Ahmed.
Ahmed and DeAndre Washington are both doubtful. Tua Tagovailoa is questionable, and Malcolm Perry is questionable.
I'm going to go first. The thing with the Dolphins. So they're doing really good this year. But the Bengals, all right, ever since the Joe Burrow loss, which was a few weeks ago, they played good against the Giants, but still, the Giants did play better than them. But
Also considering Colt McCoy was out or in for part of that
Yeah.
game, which did really affect how they played the rest of that
the
game.
Bengals,
Go ahead.
Keep going. You're
the Bengals did it was a good game that game. But I'm gonna have to go with Dolphins winning by 4.
Okay. I think I'm going to go because I think I didn't see, especially in that Giants game, I didn't see the Bengals play well enough against a backup quarterback when they have a lot of takeaways and couldn't take away one ball from him. And also their offense having a chance to come back and clutch it and fumbling their quarterback. I'm going to take Dolphins by 10. for
But
this
here's the
matchup.
thing: if the Dolphins win this week and the Bills lose, that means the Dolphins could take division.
We'll get to the Bills game.
Okay.
All right. go
So,
ahead.
first right off the bat, I'm gonna go with Dolphins, and I'm not even have to really talk about it.
Dolphins by what though?
I'm gonna take Dolphins by 14.
Really?
But I don't really have to talk about it. This is the reason why. It depends on really Tua and the Tua situation with his thumb and Fitzmagic if he's gonna even come in and play for him. But I can see Tua going in there, throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against that defense. That defense will not be able to stop the run or the pass. I feel like they're just gonna dominate in all fields. Defense, offense, special teams. It's just gonna be a blowout, honestly.
But
Dolphins by 14.
yeah, I'm gonna take Dolphins. Right, I take back the score. I'm gonna go Dolphins by 10. Actually,
yeah.
Dolphins by 11.
You want to one up me there?
Yeah, I'm not trying to copycat, but I'm doing Dolphins because Tua, yeah, he's good. But
Right.
I'm saying Fitzmagic, I should say, is actually.
And that's if he
doing-
comes in because he's
Yeah.
still doubtful.
But
All right. So
next game is Jags
Jacksonville
versus
versus the-
Vikings.
right. Matchup predictor: Minnesota to win 83.1 to 16.8. Minnesota does have the chance to be in the playoffs. Jacksonville has been eliminated. Injury report: Jacksonville is missing Sidney Jones, their cornerback, and Carrera, their linebacker. Minnesota has Irvin Smith Jr., their tight end, out. DJ Wanham, their defensive end, out. And Alexander Madison, their running back, out.
And thankfully, they got Adam Thielen.
Adam
back.
Thielen is back. Yes, he's off the COVID list.
I'm gonna go first on this one.
I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Honestly, do I really have to talk about this one? Explain, guys. I want your intel. Do I really have to talk about this one?
Not
This
at
is
all.
all up to
I
you.
really don't think I have to talk
Not
about this
even
one.
like.
I mean, their
Sorry for the Jacksonville fans
their
out there.
quarterback is Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon.
Tell me if you heard of him aside from TikTok, because
Who?
I didn't even know who he was before TikTok.
I don't
to be
even know
honest
who
with
he
you.
is.
So, I gotta go Vikings. Obviously, I'll take him by 21.
21. All
And
right.
Dalvin Cook, if he's back this week, monster game. I'd put him in your fantasy.
So I'm gonna take Jacksonville by 17. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna take Minnesota by 14. I think. I don't think they're gonna have that big of a game, because Jacksonville played considerably well against Cleveland, only losing by 2 points, and I think Cleveland's been playing really good. So I do think Jacksonville will have a good game, but I don't think they're gonna pull out the win. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go Vikings. They did put up a good game against the Panthers. They won by 1. But yes, I'm going to have to go Vikings by. I'm gonna go Vikings by 17
All right.
because I have Kirk Cousins has like a lot of weapons. He got Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and maybe I forgot his name. Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
And yes, Dalvin Cook is going to have a monster game that game.
So
If he's back in.
Yeah. All right, so next game is Vegas versus the Jets. Las Vegas is projected to win 70.2% to New York Jets 29.5%. Vegas has Jonathan Abram and Josh Jacobs out, which is a big problem with them. And the Jets don't have anyone out, just 2 people questionable. I will let Mr. Justin Cooper over here take the first shot at this.
Actually, me and Drew, we've already talked about this one
Way before the podcast.
way before this podcast, and we're actually taking the Jets. They're out to get their first win. It's gonna
Yes.
happen. It's gotta happen
Because, the Raiders, yes, they beat the Chiefs, their first loss, right?
But they did get blown out by the Falcons.
Yes.
They're coming,
43-6.
and they're coming right off that loss, and I don't think they can recover from it.
Nope.
I honestly don't.
I'm having Jets winning by 3 points.
I got Jets by 1.
1. Okay. I have not lost my mind, and I'm going to take the Raiders by 7. I think they've came off 2 losses, 1 heartbreaking loss against Kansas City because their defense doesn't know how to guard the best quarterback in NFL history, or will be. And
But that is pretty stupid of the Raiders to leave Travis Kelce wide open
in
for
the
the
end
game
zone.
winner.
And I think after that loss against the Falcons, it can't get any worse than
And
that.
there is this one try-hard Raiders fan that we all know, and he is very annoying. He
Yeah,
should
there
know.
are a lot of Raiders fans that aren't happy about that loss. I do think Josh Jacobs being out will affect them, and that's why I'm only
Yes.
going to take him by 7 because I don't think they're...
I got Jets.
Okay. I don't think they're going to do that good. So moving
Next
on...
game is
Wait.
Colts.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
One more thing, I would waiver on fantasy. I would waiver Denzel Mims. He's a Jets wide receiver, obviously. I would actually waiver him. I'd put him on your lineup.
Fantasy
this week.
team?
Because the Raiders' defense hasn't been playing too hot.
Clearly, no. Nor is their offense.
Next game is the Indianapolis Colts against the Houston Texans.
So actually, they have this in an upset. Houston by 55.2 to Indianapolis is 44.4, where Indianapolis has DeForest Buckner out, which is a...
That's
Huge.
huge.
He was out against the
Huge.
Titans, and we saw how huge that was. Their safety, Kahari Willis, is out, and Anthony Costanzo is out, and Bobby Okereke is out, their linebacker. Houston has their running back, CJ Precise out. That's not how you say it. I know it, but I'm butchering it. And their front back,
Correct us if we're wrong.
Cullen Giuseppe, I think. I'm butchering those names.
Yeah.
So
but-
I'm gonna take. I'll go first on this one.
All
'cause I
right.
haven't gone first in the loop. I'm gonna take Houston on this one. I don't like Phillip Rivers. I just think he's not that good. He's very slow.
I know
He's-
everybody's heard this before, but he has more
He's-
kids than he does playoff wins.
He has more kids than he does playoff wins.
That just tells you something.
Yeah.
I do think it'll be a close game. So I'm gonna take the Texans by 3, but I think they had a really good game against the Lions, and I think that was a very easy game for them, and they came off of that, and I think they just played really well, and I think they want to put that going forward.
So yes, DeForest Buckner for the Colts is a very bad loss. And also, Anthony forgot to say that Will Fuller, right?
Will Fuller is
Yes, he is
suspended.
out because I forgot the reason. I think because
Drug abuse.
yes, and that is one of their best wide receivers.
Huge.
But I'm still going with Texans because of Deshaun Watson and David Johnson. He didn't do bad against the Lions, but yet again it's the Lions. So, but I'm going to have to go Texans by 13.
Justin, would you like to put your input in on this
I
game?
would.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute.
All right. So yeah, I do think it's going to be very crucial for the Colts if they want to win to play good defense, because I definitely think DeForest Buckner is a crucial part of that defense, and I don't really think they can win without DeForest Buckner.
All right, I just want to go over how Deshaun Watson's been playing since week 3. His last 7 games, he's thrown over 300 yards every single game. He's averaging 312 game, and he's at a 140 completion rate. That's the highest
that
in
tells
NFL
you
right
something.
now.
That
Highest
really
in
tells you
NFL right now.
something.
Highest in NFL right now. And you just have to look at the Colts. I don't know if it was smart to pick up Phillip Rivers in the offseason.
No.
He's old, washed. He's really washed up. I think they could have did better with Jacoby Brissett.
And yes, Rodrigo Blankenship, one of
Yeah.
the best kickers right now. Not trying to be funny or anything, but he's doing good.
He's doing pretty good.
So
Along with Young Hoku, who just hit the record for most points by any kicker.
With DeForest Buckner out and how Deshaun Watson's been playing, I gotta go Houston.
But yet
by-
again, we have to remember that the Colts did beat the Packers by an upset.
they did.
They did.
That's just a fumble.
But that was
Houston by 4 though. I'm gonna go Houston.
And that poor Packers defense or wide receiver got so much
hate off of it. Yeah.
yes,
But-
which I think, in my opinion, is very stupid.
So the next game that we have is the Rams versus the Cardinals, and they actually have the Rams 53-7, or 53.7 to Arizona's 45.9, with Los Angeles having Terrell Lewis out and Arizona having Jalen Thompson out. So I will let one of you take this one, and why don't you take it, Justin?
So Rams versus Cardinals.
Very good game.
This is their first match of the year, even though they play each other twice.
Divisional matchup too.
Yep. It's actually really big for that division.
It's actually
because it can go either way. They got 3 teams at the same record. Rams, big win for them. They can go up to first place with this win because they did beat the Seahawks before, so they will be in first place.
yes.
But I'm actually gonna go with the Rams because there's a DeAndre Hopkins and Jalen Ramsey matchup.
Yes.
And Jalen
And
Ramsey has been locked down all season.
Yeah.
I would sit DeAndre Hopkins on fantasy this week. I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna put up that good of numbers. I'm
And
gonna go
Aaron
Rams
Donald.
by 7. They got Aaron Donald on the line. The Patriots found out how to stop Kyler Murray last week. They were jumping because he's a short dude, so you just jump. Aaron Donald gets to the line really fast. They got to put a double team on him, but that leaves one guy open. But I'm still gonna go with the Rams by 3.
All right, Anthony, you could go next.
Okay, I am going to take the Cardinals because I think Arizona has not been having good games, and I don't think they're that happy about it. I think Kyler Murray is a great quarterback. I think he's better than Jared Goff. And I think he's just going to have a better game. I do think Aaron Donald is good, but considering they've lost twice to the Niners, who are missing half of their offensive line to injuries.
Actually, the Cardinals did beat them once.
No, the Rams lost them twice. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to pull it out to Arizona just because I think Arizona has the better team. And coming off of that tough loss against the Patriots on a penalty that really shouldn't have been called for hitting him out of bounds.
He was in bounds.
He was in bounds. But I think they said it was because he was leading with his helmet, but technically offensive. It's a bad call. I'm gonna take Arizona by. I'm gonna take Arizona by 10. Actually, I'm gonna take Arizona by 7. I'll take Arizona by 7.
So this is actually for top of the division, and this game is gonna be a really tough game for Cardinals because Cardinals. They came off a devastating, I mean devastating loss against the Patriots because Patriots are doing so bad this year. I mean, they're doing okay. They're doing decent. But ever since that loss for Tom Brady, They just haven't been doing the greatest. So, and we got Aaron Donald coming off 10 sacks for this whole
10 sacks.
season. It's actually the most in the NFL right now. And Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett, I think those are contenders for Defensive Player of the Year. But Kyler Murray, yes, he's short, but he's also fast. But like what Justin said, the Jalen Ramsey and DeAndre Hopkins matchup, Jalen Ramsey has been doing good this year. But yeah, I'm going to have to go Rams by 3 points.
Rams. All right. So the next matchup that we have is the Giants in the Seattle game. So Seattle is projected to win 86.2% to the Giants 13.7%, with the Giants having Daniel Jones doubtful and Seattle having Travis Homer and Brandon Shell doubtful, with Carlos Hyde also being questionable and Trey Flowers being on injured reserve. I would like to start this one because, yeah, I'm kind of biased in this one. I am a Giants fan, but I do think Seattle's going to win. I'm going to take Seattle by 10. I think Daniel Jones, as much as I didn't think he was that good going into his second year, I think you really realize how good your quarterback is when he's hurt. And I think I don't think Colt McCoy has it in him. Seeing how good he did about how bad he did against the Bengals, couldn't really get us down the field to score and almost blew the game for us that our defense had to save. I'm actually going to take Seattle by 7. I think our defense is good enough, and seeing how good Philadelphia, or how close Philadelphia was to them, that I think if we had Daniel Jones in, we could win. But I just think without Daniel Jones in, it's really going to affect our team, and I don't think we're going to be able to pull the win out.
So yeah, like what Anthony said, right? Daniel Jones is out. That's a big loss because Colt McCoy did nothing against the Bengals. So yeah, in the Seahawks, yes, they did almost lose to the Eagles, which is very sad.
23-17, in fact.
Yes, the team that tied with the Cincinnati Bengals. But yeah, I'm going to have to go Seahawks by 10.
All right.
Go ahead, Justin.
So Colt McCoy's had all week. He's been training with the Giants.
Oh God.
He's had all week.
All right.
The Seahawks pass defense is actually the worst pass defense in the league right now.
Is it?
And that's something to look to. And I believe that the Giants are going to win. This is my hot take of the week. Giants are going to win. Colt McCoy's had all week. He's got Evan Ingram. Wayne Gallman's coming off a big game.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks have the worst defense in the league right now. You literally have, not the worst, but they have a really bad defense compared to all these other years.
Yeah.
When the Legion of Doom was there, not the same anymore.
No.
So I'm going to take the Giants by 3 in a big upset, and that's going to give them the division. Washington's going to lose to the Steelers, and they're going to be up 2 games.
I do think with Graham, if it comes down to Graham Gano, I do think they will win. Graham Gano has not missed in the past 21 kicks, I want to say.
I think it was like 20.
20 or 21.
Yeah, something about that.
And he's just an overall amazing kicker that we got to steal from the Panthers. You're welcome. Thank you, Drew. But I do think if it comes down to the run game, which Wayne Gallman is very, very good replacement for Saquon Barkley, I do think it was good to pick up Devontae Freeman, but I don't think he did that much for us, and I think Wayne Gallman is doing an amazing job. Or if we can have some of our really good wide receivers like Evan Ingram, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate get down the field and get the ball into the end zone, we can win. I do think this game is going to heavily rely on our defense, and it's going to be depending if Jabril Peppers and James Bradbury will be able to cover the deep passes as corners, depending on what they throw.
James Bradbury is very good this year.
He's been playing very good. So is Jabril Peppers. So I do think with our team just being the team that we are, I do think we're going to be really good.
And if they say, but yes, like James Bradbury, you guys stole us. You stole
him from us, along with Graham Gano.
Yes, which was 2 actually bad things for the Panthers, because now we have Joey Sly, which
he's not bad.
He's not bad, but he cost us a game for multiple games.
Quote me on this. Giants are a top 10 defense this year. Quote me on it. the numbers, the teams they're playing, and the amount of points they're putting up, it's not. Like the other teams are playing, these really good teams, are not putting up the same numbers. The Steelers, they stopped them to what, like just over a little bit over 20.
I think it was 17-7 or 17-9.
Yeah, that's really good to stop that offense.
Yes.
That is a good offense. I think they're a top 10 defense.
And Bucks was 25-23, which
Yes.
was
Look
won
at all
that
their
game.
weapons.
And the Bucks, they only won by a bad call.
By a bad call, yeah. So the next game is Green Bay and Philly. Green Bay is projected to win 72.8% to 27%, with Philadelphia having Rudy Ford and Quez Watkins out. Zach Ertz is questionable, along with Darius Slay, their cornerback. Green Bay has Tyler Irvin, Zadarius Smith, and Chris Barnes questionable. With that, I will let Drew take over.
Yeah. So, for this game, we already know who's going to win that one. Easily, Green Bay is going to win that game. Carson Wentz is number 1 in interceptions with God knows how many.
Number 1 in turnovers, not just interceptions, turnovers.
That too. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Green Bay by 14 in that game.
Justin, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm going to go Green Bay as well. I mean, it's not really much to talk about, but I will talk about how Zadarius Smith is a big problem. I do think the Eagles will put up a good amount of points, but I just think the Green Bay offense is too much for Eagles to handle. I'm going to go Green Bay by 24.
I'm going to go Green Bay. I'm going to say Green Bay by 17. I think Eagles put up such a good fight against the Seahawks, and they're not a terrible team, but I don't think they're amazing. So I do think I'm going to go by 17. There's not really a big argument to be put up there for that game because, well, obviously it's not that good of a team versus a really good team. So, yeah. So the next game is the Chargers-Patriots game. I have to find the spread quickly. The spread is not going, but I'll start this one off. I want to start this one off. So the spread is New England's projected to win 51.4 to LA Chargers 42.8%, with the Patriots having Cam Newton questionable,
Really?
Nick Folk, Ryan Izzo, J.C. Jackson, and J.J. Taylor all questionable. Los Angeles has Kalen Ballage, Joe Reed, Denzel Perryman, Casey Hayward Jr., and Troymaine Pope all questionable, except for Perryman is doubtful. I want to start this one because I don't think you guys... I just want to start this one because I have a very good input for this. So, whether Cam Newton plays or not, which I'm shocked to see he's questionable, whether he plays or not, they are not winning that game, period. Cam Newton isn't that good anymore, and I think when it comes to the game in and of itself, I think Justin Herbert is a way better quarterback than he is, and I just think he's going to be able to just beat them, flat out beat them. And I think the amount of players the Patriots have out is just really questions. Is it going to be a big game, or are they going to have... Is it going to be a big game injury-wise, and are they going to struggle because of it, or are they going to pull out a win? So, who wants to go next?
Justin, you could go.
I'm going to go with the Patriots
Really?
right against Anthony because
I forgot to say, I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take them by 10. I'll take them by 10. Actually, 7 because I don't like their kicker, and I think he's pretty bad.
even though the Patriots are missing J.C. Jackson and
Maybe
Nick
Cam
Folk.
Newton, yeah.
Nick
J.C.
Folk.
Jackson, J.C. Jackson's big on their defense, so a big part. He's a potential defensive player of the year, actually, but I feel like Bill Belichick's too good of a coach against rookie quarterbacks. He knows how to stop them. I think the Patriots are going to come out with it. I honestly do believe that the Chargers are going to have a run. They might be up, but they always choke big games. They always choke at the end.
They even lost to the Panthers.
I'm going to take the Patriots by a game-winning field goal. They're going to win by 3.
But yet again, Nick Folk, that hit the game winner against Cardinals, is out.
Yeah, but we saw in the Kansas City game that went into overtime, which was undoubtedly Kansas City's probably worst performance of the year, when they almost lost in overtime, 23-20. How the Chargers kicker just couldn't make a field goal to win that game for them.
Alrighty. So with all those injuries out for the Patriots, I'm gonna have to go Chargers.
Hey.
But I'm gonna have to go Chargers because Justin Herbert is a contender for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Justin Herbert's been putting up good numbers for a rookie at least.
Right. And considering Joe Burrow is injured and Tagovailoa hasn't been playing, and they pulled him out of the one game, I think it's going to really hurt their
offense.
Their
Or-
offense, and I don't think it's going to be
Um,
a good thing.
yeah.
So what are you taking them by?
I'm gonna have to go Chargers by 3 points.
All right. So the next game, Justin's favorite game, is Kansas City Chiefs versus the Broncos. So we have Kansas City losing by 11. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Kansas City winning 88.6% to Denver's 11.3. With Denver having Trey Marshall out and Jerry Jeudy, Phillip Lindsay, and Malik Reed questionable.
Oh, Jared Judy's questionable. Holy crap.
And Kansas City has Clyde Edwards-Helaire questionable and Dorian
O'Daniel
out.
All right, I go first.
I'll let Justin go first.
Big fat Chiefs fan since 2012. Don't come at me, not a bandwagon. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Chiefs on the projection. No matter what, no bias. I'm actually no bias out here. It's just straight
It's
facts.
a
here.
no-brainer.
They got Jerry Jeudy and Phillip Lindsay. Phillip Lindsay's a good
Out.
quarterback. They're out.
Uh-huh.
Phillip Lindsay out.
Questionable, but I don't know.
Doubtful,
how
probably. So
questioned.
I'm gonna go Chiefs by 32. It's gonna be an absolute blowout. Patrick Mahomes, start him.
Plus,
Start Tyreek Hill coming off a big week. Start them both. And Travis Kelce if you can.
Go ahead.
plus Broncos, yes, they have no quarterback.
No, Drew Lock is coming
Oh,
back.
if Drew Lock's going to be back, then all right. But last time when the Chiefs went versus the Broncos, it was just not a good game. The Chiefs blew them out. But yeah, with all those, like, if Jerry Jeudy and Phillip Lindsay are going to be out, that's going to be a tough loss for the Broncos. But
Again.
no brainer, Chiefs by, I'm going to go 24.
Yeah, dang it, you stole that from me. I'm going to take Chiefs by... I'm also going to go... I think I'm going to take Chiefs by 21. I think when they start playing very good and they start blowing them out... Actually, no. Because of the way the Chiefs played against, like, the Jets and how good the Saints played against them, I'm going to take Kansas City by 30. Or 28. We'll go 28. I think the way Kansas City's been playing, I think after a while, they're going to pull Patrick Mahomes out like they did against the Jets where he started losing... or when the Jets started losing a lot. So I do think that if they start destroying them, Patrick Mahomes will come out of the game. But I'm going to say 28. So,
28.
all right. So next game is the Steelers in Washington. Steelers being 11-0 and Washington being 4-7. Pittsburgh is projected to win 74% to Washington's 25.8%. And the injury list has Terry McLaurin, Ryan Anderson, and Morgan Moses questionable. But Pittsburgh has Ben Roethlisberger questionable, Chris Bowell questionable, and Steven Nelson doubtful. So, with that, Drew, I'm going to hand this off to Drew, and I'm making Justin go last because I want to talk second.
All right.
Big losses for both teams, am I right? Terry McLaurin, I would say like a top 5 wide receiver this year. Putting up big numbers, right? All these Seahawks fans might get salty for what I'm about to say, but Terry McLaurin is better than DK Metcalf, no question. But the Steelers, Big Ben, you're gonna have to start Dent Head Mission Rudolph. But yeah, but with the Steelers defense, it's gonna be so hard, especially with Terry McLaurin questionable. That's gonna be so tough. So yeah, but yet again, Washington, they've been doing good this year, but I'm gonna have to go Steelers by 10.
All right, I'm going to take Washington. I hate saying Washington, but I really think Pittsburgh played so bad against Baltimore. Even though Trace McSorley played really, really good, and I'm not just saying that for the meme, I do think he played very good. And I do think even though they are missing a wide receiver on Washington, I think Ben Roethlisberger, if he doesn't play, is going to drastically affect how the Steelers play because he's been getting rid of the ball in under about 2.5 seconds, I think I saw. And I think without him in there with Washington, the way they've been running the ball, it's been ridiculously well, and I think they're going to just have a really good game. I would like Washington to lose division-wise for the Giants, but I think I want to take Washington on this one. I'm going to take Washington by 7. Justin, a C.
Scary Terry out. That's the
Questionable. Questionable. You got to remember.
All right.
All these are questionable. That's why I'm saying
Even
if Big Ben's in, I'm going to change my pick. If Big Ben is playing, I will take the Steelers by 10, but if he's not, I'm taking Washington by 7.
Copycat.
Even the
Just saying.
fact that Scary Terry, even the fact that Big Ben is out, I just don't see Washington doing that well against that defense. That defense is
Number one.
so powerful. I mean, Minka, you got T.J. Watt. They're just like
Yes.
a great duo. I just don't see Washington running through them. They got Antonio Gibson. He's a good rookie, but he's not going to be able to run like he does against these other teams.
No.
Steelers are the best defense in the league. As much as I'd like the Steelers to lose for the Chiefs, I go Steelers. They will lose against the Bills, and that is a fact.
I do. I guess this is an upcoming thing, but I do think they will lose to the Bills.
Me too.
Speaking of the Bills, San Francisco and Buffalo. That is the later game Monday night. Monday night has 2 games. This one's 8:15. The Steelers game is a 5:00 game. I don't mind having a doubleheader on Monday. I don't think it's bad. And I don't mind having the Tuesday game either. I do think a Thursday game would have been nice over a Tuesday game, but I guess we had that Wednesday game. So San Francisco is projected to win 55.4 to 44.3. And the Bills have no injured players. San Francisco has Emmanuel Mosley questionable and K1 Williams out.
And I'm pretty sure George Kittle too.
George Kittle's still out, yes. With that, I am taking the Bills. I'm not really going to argue this. The Bills are just a better team. The Niners pulled out a very lucky win against the Rams, but I'm taking the Bills by 10 this game just because of the depleted offense of San Francisco. Go ahead, Justin.
You done?
I am done.
I'm going to go with Bills, even though as much as I do want to pick the 49ers, I am going to go with the Bills because, I mean, you got the Niners who have 12 players on IR. I mean, that's insane. You know,
some of them keep
MetLife Stadium kind of ruined it, but I would say the 49ers of George Kittle is back this week, but he is not. So I'm going to go with the Bills, and I'd start. Oh, actually, no. I changed my pick on that one because Josh Allen is out this week.
Yes, I forgot about that.
This guy's his first week, he's
Oh,
warming
for
up.
what? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Josh
Knee.
Allen. I don't
Knee.
know. Yeah, knee injury. So I'm actually going to take the Niners. Nick Mullins has actually been putting good numbers. Last week he played very well against the Rams. I feel like with Richard Sherman back and Deebo Samuel, who put up really great numbers last week, I think the 49ers are going to win. And that's just 49ers win by 3.
As of November 19th, he is playing. He isn't out because he'd be on the injured list. So Josh
Wait, November
Allen is
19th. It's December.
November 29th, I meant. As of last week's game, he's fine.
All right, I'm still going with 49ers.
All right, so as what I see, he's still in because he would be on the injury list.
All right, well,
in the last game for the week.
You forgot me.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, like for the 49ers, they've been doing good this year. Well, not really, ever since the injuries, but
Right.
they did pull out a win, like luckily against the Rams, and that makes the Rams 0-2 against them this year. But I am going to have to go 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers by 5 points.
All right, so the last game of the week, we got the Ravens at home against the Dallas Cowboys with a Baltimore prediction to win 81.6% to 18.3%, with Dallas having Anthony Brown, Stephen Parker, Donovan Wilson, and Aldon Smith questionable, Cameron Irving out. Baltimore has Chuck Clark, Calais Campbell, Christian Welch, Traymon Williams, and Broderick Washington all out, or Traymon Williams and Broderick Washington are doubtful. I do not know if what's his name is back, Lamar Jackson. Either way, Trace McSorley will be starting.
Or RG3.
RG3, well, no, he came off that injury. No, because he's not on the injury list, so RG3 might be starting. I cannot find anything on it, so with that, I'm going to take Baltimore. I'm going to say Baltimore by 7. Baltimore by 10, actually. I think Dallas has been playing so bad, and I think, especially how bad Zeke has been playing after his paycheck, I think I'm going to take the Ravens. I think Tony Pollard and Amari Cooper are going to have really good games, but I think that's about it. The practice squad guy, I can't think of his name, that Dallas played. Garrett Gilbert should be played over Andy Dalton.
I think that too.
Especially against the Steelers, he put up a chance to win that game, and they kind of pulled him out after that game, and I really think they should try a chance at starting him over Andy Dalton.
Yeah, so I just checked, and Lamar is out.
Okay.
And RG3, he might be in, he might be out. But Trace McSorley, he's been doing okay. He did throw a 70-yard touchdown.
70-yarder, yes, he did. 70-yard
Which-
dime.
Which is surprising because it's Trace McSorley. But yeah, I'm just gonna. It's basic. I'm gonna have to go Baltimore by. I'm gonna go Baltimore by 13 points.
All right. Justin.
Saying it right now, I'm going Cowboys.
Really?
I'm going Cowboys by 2. Reason is, I do think they should start Garrett, but I think Andy Dalton, he's gonna have a good game. He has been
No.
playing well. He's destined for a good game this season.
He's not.
He needs to have one of these good games.
Isn't that what they said when the Bengals went 1-16 though, or 1-15?
They went 8-0 one time though. They started 8-0 one time. Anyways,
My bad.
I'm gonna go Dallas just because of Lamar being out. I don't think that Trace McSorley or RG3 can beat them.
Yeah,
Amari
because
Cooper, Tony Pollard.
Pollard.
I bet that.
You're crazy.
And they are going to win. By 2.
Andy Dalton, yes, he did have a good game against Washington on Thanksgiving.
Did he?
Yeah, he did actually.
All right.
But
All right.
still, they got destroyed.
Yeah, that's because he gave up like the ball 3 times. All right, so the last segment of this is going to just talk about the bye teams and their injuries and who we think are going to come back. So, Drew, we are starting with your Carolina Panthers. We have Christian McCaffrey, Dante Jackson, Dennis Daly. For some reason, he's listed on here twice. DJ Moore is questionable and Teddy Bridgewater questionable. I'll let you start with who
Okay.
you think are going to be back, and then I'll put my input in.
I think Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, and Teddy Bridgewater are both going to be back. In the
three of
what?
them?
Yes, I think all 3 of them going to be. But Dante Jackson, he's out with a toe injury right now, so I think he's going to come back too. I'm not sure why Dennis Daly's out, but all
there's
4.
No comment.
I think Teddy Bridgewater. It looked like he threw his shoulder out in the Minnesota game.
Yeah, that wasn't
But
good.
DJ Moore, he went for his X-rays and he got negative on them, so should be fine. Christian McCaffrey, he's been getting a lot of time to recover, so I'm hoping that he's gonna be back. Same with Dante Jackson, DJ Moore and Teddy Bridgewater, they are a good duo. Same with Robbie Anderson, but yeah, I'm hoping the 4 that I said, maybe even 5 that are on the injury list, are gonna come back.
So yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey has time to recover after the Chiefs devastatingly took him out of the game, which really was the biggest threat to the Chiefs that game. DJ Moore, it says in the comments, Coach Matt Rule isn't ruled out to return against Denver, so I do think he will come back. Teddy Bridgewater might not come back, but that's not the biggest problem. PJ Walker played very good and
Yeah.
is actually undefeated between the XFL and the NFL. So I think he could have a good game against Denver, and because Denver will be coming off a loss against Kansas City, I do think they will play
And
good.
PJ Walker is our only quarterback right now if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't come out, because Will Grier is also out.
Would you like to put any input in?
Yeah, I do believe that the Carolina Panthers, they're like on and off this season. They have their good
Yeah.
games and they have their bad games. But I do think that with Christian McCaffrey in, they are a whole different team because every defense is focused on Christian McCaffrey, but you got Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. They're a whole different team when Christian McCaffrey is in the play. You can just tell, like the yards they put up, that it's just a whole different team with him in there.
And I do want to say, I'm not just saying this because, I pay more attention to the Panthers and the Giants because of me and Drew, but I do think both of those teams have very fatal flaws, but also have very strong weapons. We both have really good running backs, wide receivers. Our
Same with the Chiefs, too. Well,
no, the
No,
Chiefs
the
have a
flaws.
bad defense.
Yeah.
Chiefs defense needs to improve. I think your defense needs to improve a little.
the only
Our
sad
defensive-
thing that I'm sad about this year is that Luke Kuechly
Luke Kuechly, yes.
he was one of the best linebackers I
But
would say
you're,
this decade.
What's his name? Has just got defensive rookie of the month.
Yes,
twice now.
Jeremy Chin.
Jeremy
He is
Chin.
definitely no bias towards this, but
He's getting defensive rookie of the month.
yes, no
or
doubt,
year.
no doubt about it.
He's gotten it
Patrick
twice.
Queen, I forgot the guy's name on Tampa Bay, but he's doing good this year too. But I think that Jeremy Chin's gonna pull it out, and I think he's gonna get this dub or get the defensive rookie of the year.
All right, so yeah, so Tampa Bay only has Tanner Hudson and Jamel Dean out, which has no comments on them. I don't really know much about them, so if you guys just want to skip over that,
No, I'll talk about it because
all right, I'll let you go. Then.
they are in our
They
division.
are in your division, so I'll let you speak on them. But me
So,
and Justin are going to be opting out.
Tampa Bay, I don't even know who those two are out. I don't even know those two. But Tampa Bay, they're just not good this year. They're decent, but ever since Antonio Brown and stuff came back, I just don't know.
They don't deserve the hype they get though.
No,
They really don't.
like at the start of this season, right? Everybody was saying, "Oh, they're Super Bowl contenders and stuff like that." I don't think so.
It's just so crazy with that many weapons that
Right.
you have that record. It's just,
And I think
Yeah.
it plays most fault on Brady. A lot of people
Yeah.
want to put it on Arians, but I think just because he's won 6 Super Bowls, it doesn't mean he has the right to go out and do what he wants.
Right.
He's not playing good. He's put up a ton
He's
of
washed up.
interceptions in his last 3 games.
Washed up.
He surprisingly made a comeback against the Chiefs, but like we said, the Chiefs really need to kind of improve upon their defense.
But they did have like 2 or 3 picks against Brady.
2 or 3 picks against Brady. I think on the topic of picks, Patrick Mahomes had 3 picks that game, 2 picks that didn't count, and I do think that was those were bad throws. But
they did not count.
They didn't count. But so technically they weren't picks. But I do think between the 3 teams that we have, I guess every team has a fatal flaw. I do think the Giants need to strengthen their O-line and D-line.
We
and
need
Daniel
a
Jones
better-
needs to improve a little.
Panthers
You guys need a better
O-line.
defense.
No, our defense is okay.
Your defense is okay. I think your defense needs to put some weapons on it since you got rid of James Bradbury and stuff.
I mean, we still got Jeremy Chin,
Jeremy Chin is very
Ryan
good.
Burns.
I think you can take another year of defense this year. I think defense and offensive line.
But
are
that's
gonna
the
be a
thing this year. For the draft for 2020, that's all we picked was defense.
Yeah.
I say next year we need a better O-line. Our O-line is they're just letting the D-line just get right past them.
Yeah.
And
Before we go on to the next week, I just want to hear our Super Bowl predictions right now.
Super Bowl predictions.
What's
Super Bowl, really?
I guess because this is our first podcast episode. Super Bowl predictions. I want to say Chiefs, and I know I'm going to sound biased. I just really like Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback. And again, I'm not just saying that because of Justin. I really like the way the guy plays. I do think there's not really another AFC team I think that really poses a threat because of how the Steelers. If the Steelers play the Bills and win, then maybe I'll give them that pass. If Vegas makes it to the playoffs, they can be a real threat. But aside from that, I don't see any other team. I think for the NFC, I'm going to take... The NFC is very hard. I want to take the Saints. I think the Saints can go all the way. Saints or Green Bay. I do think... I'm not saying the Giants can go all the way. I don't think the Giants will lose first round. I think the Giants will make it decently far in the playoffs if we keep playing the way we are, because under Joe Judge, we've been improving. If we make it to the playoffs, I think we will get in. But I think the Saints really have this. I don't think the Cardinals... I think the NFC West is so split. Like, the 49ers and... the Seahawks have been playing really bad recently, and so I mean they've been playing. The Seahawks have been playing worse than the Niners have. The Niners, it just sucks. They have everyone hurt with Nick Bosa and everyone, but I just think there's not a lot of power teams in the NFC, so I do think the Saints are going to take it. Saints or Green Bay? What do you guys think? I'll let Drew go.
So for the playoffs, right? Yeah, Steelers are in there. But whoever the Steelers go versus, which I think, if they lose to the Bills, right, that means that the Chiefs are number 1 in the AFC. So I'm saying if whoever the Steelers go versus, I think it depends on who they're going to go versus, but I think they're going to get knocked out first rounded. So I'm going to have, and then in the NFC, it's same with Anthony. I have either Packers or Saints. But I don't know. I'm going to have to go. As much as I don't want to pick this, I'm gonna have to go Chiefs and Saints, and I'm gonna have Chiefs win by. I have Chiefs win by 10 in the Super Bowl.
As much as you don't want to say that.
Well, I meant to say like for the Saints going to the Super Bowl. That's how much.
So hang on, I just wanted to put this in there. So looking at the playoff picture as of 2 days ago, we have the Saints and the Steelers number 1 seed. Then we have the first matchup would be Cardinals at Green Bay for the NFC. Then Tampa Bay at Seattle, and then the Rams against the Giants. So for those games, I think it's going to be Green Bay. I think Tampa Bay will win an upset unless I see Seattle put on a really good performance this week against the Giants, and I think the Giants will take it. And then I think AFC, I think Colts and Chiefs easily. Dolphins and Titans, I think Titans, and Browns and Bills, I think Bills. So Go ahead.
I just for the AFC, I honestly think the Chiefs will dominate. No, it is biased, sort of, but
Not really.
Not really.
It's
By
just-
stats, it's not like with the Jets.
they're-
It's not like if Drew's saying the Panthers are going to go all the way.
Yeah,
they
there's no
they
way.
have 2 and 3 for receiving leaders this year. You got Hill and Kelsey. I mean, that duo, you have to have a good quarterback to be able to have those
Yeah.
those numbers. So, Mahomes has been playing great. It's honestly one of his best seasons since 2018. I mean,
Yeah.
The numbers he put up.
he's number
against
1
the
for MVP
Bucs.
this year. He's most likely going to get MVP this year.
Mhm.
But for the NFC, it's really like anyone's game. But I don't think the Rams will be playing the Giants first round. I think the Rams are going to take that division. And
The Rams have the division.
No, they don't.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
yet.
right.
Seahawks
No,
have
no,
it.
no. You're right. You're right.
So I honestly do think the Rams at the end of the season will take that division, and the Rams won't be playing the Giants first round. But I think the Rams are going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Really?
Everyone underrates the Rams because of their offense, but
Yeah,
when
but they-
Jared Goff gets on, when he gets on it, he's on.
Yeah.
He's got to do that to win games, but their defense is so good too. They got Aaron Donald, and they have great corners. Jalen Ramsey. It's just I think the Rams will win the Super Bowl this year.
I don't think so. I hate to say it. I just don't think they can make it. After seeing how they did it in the Patriots when they beat the Saints, or they didn't. Yeah, after they beat the Saints, I just don't think they're gonna be able to make it. But no, I do think the Rams could win. But I think if we play good against Arizona and Seattle and we get close,
Yeah.
we can win. But the thing is, when you look at the picture, the only team we haven't played is Green Bay. And well, technically Seattle and Arizona, but we've played the Bucs and gotten close, and I think we can beat them.
You know what we should do?
What do you think?
I think we should talk about the Pro Bowl too.
I think we should talk about the Pro Bowl. Let's hold off on that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say Wednesday will be the next episode. We're going to record it early as we can on Wednesday, and it'll probably be out around 8:00 on Wednesday. I'm gonna try. It will be after all the games, so we'll make our prediction for the Thursday game, and we will talk about the rest of the games that are coming up. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.